Alright, my shower diverter isn't working properly. When I turn the hot water on, I just get a trickle. When I turn the cold water on, I also get a trickle. When I turn the shower on, it works pretty good. So recently I had a water heater replaced, and when the water heaters go, they tend sometimes to put off some calcium and some debris. So everything else works in the house, but I noticed the kitchen faucet was getting a little white pieces in the screen, the aerator. So what I'm going to do is take these handles off and see if I can see any debris in there, and we're going to start with that. So first thing I did was take the screws out of here. I've already removed them with a Phillips screwdriver, and I noticed that these handles are kind of stuck on here. So I just spun it. Spun it out as far as I could, and then I spun the inside part. And if you notice in there's two nuts. We got a set of pliers. Now each setup's different, so you got to watch. Some are soldered on, some aren't. And this one is not soldered on. I loosen that, and then I'm going to spin it off. So I can actually leave the handle part on. Now this is how you would replace the washer if you needed to put a washer on. I'm not going to do that right now unless I have to, but we're going to look in there, see if we see any debris. And I've already picked out a piece of, I don't know what it is, calcium or plastic from the hot water heater. It feels plasticky, so that's what stopped it. And then I'm also going to look further inside this hole. I'm going to get a light and see if I see anything else. Turn my flashlight on, and we're going to take a look. And if you look inside, you can see some white pieces in there. It's very hard to see. You can see there's white pieces in there. I'm going to dig them out with a screwdriver because I don't want to turn it on, because there's a gap here between the wall, and I don't want it to run through the wall to the room below. So we're going to do that. See if I can get them out. I don't want to push them back in. I want to try to work them out. Because I'll only clog it up again. Well, I didn't quite get it all out. So hopefully I broke it up enough that it'll be able to pass through. If not, I'm going to figure a way to run it real fast, see if I can blow it out of there by putting a little hose or something under there so it doesn't go in the wall, or seal it off somehow. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other side. We opened it up, spun this off. Inside you can see that wrench, that nut. There's two nuts in there. You want to get the bigger one. We're going to do that with a plier. Better to use a wrench because a wrench is the exact size, but we're going to take that off. Alright, got it loosened up. I'm going to see what surprises we have here. That looks pretty good. But we're going to look inside again. I'm sure there's some surprises. I don't see anything. But I'm sure there's some in there. So what I'm going to do is turn the water on real quick for a very short period of time. I'm going to try to fill this hole with something. See if I can flush it out real quick. Alright, to put a business card in there because I'm just going to turn it on for a second, see if I can flush this stuff out of there. Let me go in the basement, turn it on just for a minute. Okay, hopefully that flushed it out. You see there's a little bit more debris in there, so now I'm going to use one of these tooth hooks, try to work it out with that. You can use a tool, a little tool or screwdriver. So you can see there's a lot of debris in the tub that came out that got blown out, but there's still those pieces. I'm going to have to work them out. What I'm going to do is use a pair of these tweezers, see if I can pick it out, because I tried to get it out with a screwdriver and it didn't work. And then we'll see what happens. Those pieces are pretty big and they're wedged in there. The alternative is to buy a diverter, which a plumber would charge easily $400 for that job or more. So it's best to do this quick fix. It's almost hard to believe, but after using the tweezers, I came out with these big pieces are at least 1 inch long. So they must have came from the internals of the water heater or from the city water, but more likely from the water heater. And that's more of a reason why you're not supposed to drink water that comes out of a hot water heater. Not only for the bacteria, but all the particulates that come out of it. So you always want to use the cold water and heat it up if you need it. And I'm going to put this together now. We'll see if it solves the problem. Like I said, if you wanted to change the washers, now would be the time to change the washers. You can see there's a screw there and there's a washer. They sell kits at Home Depot and Lowe's. They sell new bolts and new washers if you need it. They also sell the whole assembly if you need it. Hopefully you'll never need it, and you gotta watch to make sure all the washers are on here around the threads there. There's the one of the washers stayed on in there, so we're going to leave that in place. And we're going to start the process back up, tightening everything up. It's best to use like the correct wrenches, that way you don't tear anything up for the future. So I'm now testing this. And it seems like there's still a blockage in both the hot and cold. So what I'm going to do is let it run for a couple more days, try to clean it out again. Apparently it's a bigger blockage than I expected. If not, I'll try to fish it out with a little wire. I believe eventually I'll get it all. If not, I'm going to have to replace the diverter. But I think if with a little patience, doing it a couple times, it should work good.